Hello, good morning, friends. Good morning, students. So, in our rotatory motion topic, part 2, already in part 1, we discussed formulas up to torque. In this part 2, we have to know that the definition, initially, the remaining part of the rotatory motion. Here, initially, you have to know the definition of moment of inertia. First of all, what is meant by inertia? Inertia means it's a grip, we can say simply. So in other words, according to Newton's first law, which can be give the mass is the measure of inertia, we can say. So first of all, moment to inertia, how they are related to each other. So for example, if a fan is rotating in the circular manner, from the fan, if you observe an axis which is at the center, from that axis, the whole fan will be rotating in a circular manner. That means that rod which is known as the axis of rotation, around that rod it will rotate around the rod, which will gives the moment of inertia. Say for example, if you take a rigid body, actually we say that there is no perfect rigid body in the universe. A small change will be there. Say for example, if you take a balloon full of air, if you press it, automatically what happened, it changes its shape. So that means it is not a rigid body, you can say. Say if you take a stone, or if you take a phone, say for example this is a phone, I am pressing this phone like this, what happened, it does not change its shape. Actually, if you see like this, actually the shape will be changed slightly, micro nanometers, we can say. That means there is no perfect rigid body in the universe. Okay, now say for example, for our convenience, I am considering a rigid body. Say this is a rigid body, which is shapeless body, you can say, which consisting of so many particles. Each mass is m1, m2, m3, and so on, mn. So this rigid body is rotating along with respect to this axis OP. I am considering here, around this OP axis it will be rotating like this. Okay, then it will possess moment of inertia. So moment of inertia for the total body, you can say, or you can say moment of inertia of the each particle. So how can you define the moment of inertia? See, let us see. The definition of moment of inertia is moment of inertia of a rigid body about an axis defined as the sum of product of the masses of different particles and square of the perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. This is the definition. Once again, I would like to repeat this. Moment of inertia of a rigid body about an axis defined as sum of, we can say, sum of the product of the masses of different particles and the square of the perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. This is axis of rotation. This we can say axis of rotation. Okay, now from that definition I can get the formula I, representation of moment of inertia by I. Okay, now I is equal to, you can say, m1 r1 square. This is m1 r1 distance from the axis, m2 r2 distance from the axis, m3 r3 distance, and so on. So finally we can say that I is equal to m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus dash 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 mn rn square. So it will be written in terms of sigma also. Sigma I is equal to 1 to n mi ri square. So sigma mi means the whole body mass, which is nothing but the capital M, we can say. R means the average distance of this all r1, r2, r3 from the axis of rotation, which is small r square, or you can put capital R square, whatever you do. So finally you will get the formula for the moment of inertia is I is equal to mr square. The units for this will be m means kg, r means distance square, that is meter square. The unit of dimension, units of moment of inertia is kg mr square. This is the definition of moment of inertia. So we can say that moment of inertia is different for different bodies. Say for example, if you take a circular ring, a ring is there. So from the circular ring, or you can use the bangle also, no problem. So passing through the center of the plane and normal to the so if you take a bangle here, circular ring, whatever it may be, the in from this is a bangle, or you can use a assume ring it as well. Passing through the center and normal to the plane, that is passing through the center and normal to the plane like this. Then the moment of inertia is simply I is equal to mr square. So passing through any diameter means like this, that is mr square by 2. Any tangent of the plane, that is like this, 3 mr square by 2. Okay, now any tangent perpendicular to the plane like this, then you can say that 2 mr square. This is for the circular ring formulas. And then if you go for the cylinder, cylinder means let us assume pen is there. Okay, now this is a cylinder. Okay, now cylindrical body, this is a cylindrical body like this. So here first one, the passing through the line of contact of the cylinder with the floor. So if this is a floor, so what is the moment? If this is contact with the floor, then the moment of inertia is nothing but the for hollow cylinder. Then the formula is 2 mr square. For a solid cylinder means this is fill of something. Okay, fill of something inside, nothing is there. Then the about the natural axis is nothing but the mr square by 2. So for example, you can say hollow sphere. So this is a hollow sphere. I'm taking a ball here. Okay, hollow sphere. For that, about the natural axis 2 by 3 mr square, passing through any tangent. Natural axis means you can say if it is like this, if you like this. Okay, now okay, this is the natural axis. About this, moment of inertia is nothing but the 2 by 3 mr square. So passing through any tangent means like this, okay, then that is 5 by 3 mr square. Same thing for the solid sphere means if you take a cork ball, natural axis, about the natural axis I is equal to 2 by 5 mr square, and about any tangent as usual 7 by 5 mr square. So this is about the formulas related to the moment of inertia with some regular bodies. So some other also there, you can go through the material, no problem. These are the important formulas for us. So coming to the part of the formulas, already in previous one we discussed the linear and angular for up to torque. Now going for the some derivations related to this moment of inertia. Okay, first of all, relation is go for the torque and angular momentum. Tau is equal to, as you know the formula, torque. Tau is equal to, as you know that, tau is equal to dl by dt. This is the formula. So how can you define the angular momentum? So what is the angular momentum? So the definition of angular momentum is L is equal to moment of momentum is called angular momentum. That means that the formula is simply mvr. Okay, but I know that v is equal to r omega. If you substitute in the above, what you will get? L is equal to m into v plus r omega into r. Or simply you can say that m is equal to mr square omega. But I know that moment of inertia I is equal to mr square. So in place of mr square I can put I. Then you will get L is equal to I omega. This is one of the relation between angular momentum and the moment of inertia. So this one. Next, what about the torque relation? So as we know that tau is equal to dl by dt. In place of L I can put I omega. That means we will get d by dt of, in place of L, I omega I can put. So take out I is the constant, I into you can say d omega by dt. But I know that d omega by dt means rate of change of angular velocity is nothing but angular acceleration. So but d omega by dt is nothing but alpha. Now substituting it will get tau is equal to, again at the formula, I alpha. This is the formula for the torque and moment of inertia relation. Tau is equal to I alpha. Okay. Next, we go for the kinetic energies. So kinetic energy in the angular momentum, all will be in the angular momentum only. Angulars. So kinetic energy. Kinetic energy. As we know that kinetic energy which is translational, that is linear, which is nothing but half mv square. So if it is in the rotational kinetic energy, so that means if it in case of rotatory motion, you can say rotational kinetic energy, shortcut Ke, which is equal to half m into, but I know that v is equal to, what is the formula I know? R omega. In place of v I can put R omega, so R omega whole square. I will get 1 by 2 m R square omega square. But as I know that I is equal to mr square, then you will get rotational kinetic energy is equal to half, in place of mr square I can put I, then you will get I omega square. This is one formula related to I and omega. If you use in the angular momentum also will get, as why? Because I know the formula L is equal to I omega. In place of I you can put L by omega. Substituting here, what you will get? 1 by 2 L by omega into omega square. 1 omega cancelled. Then you will get another formula, rotational kinetic energy is equal to half omega L. This is another formula in terms of omega and L. Another formula you can use in place of omega, but omega is equal to, I can write L by I. Okay. Now same, rotational kinetic energy is equal to half I into, in place of omega you can put L by I, so you can get L square by I square. 1 I gets cancelled. Then what you will get? Rotational kinetic energy is equal to L square by 2I. This is another formula, rotational kinetic energy formula. Okay. Now another one. So how they are related to the work energy theorem? Okay. So work energy theorem. So you can apply the work energy theorem. Work energy theorem. As we know that in the linear momentum, that is in linear, work energy relation is the work done is equal to simply the work done by the unbalanced force is equal to change in kinetic energy. That is in the linear one. Mathematically you can write Ke final minus Ke initial. Okay. This is the formula, work energy theorem. In terms of angular one, I can write like this: work is equal to force into displacement. Here force is nothing but angular force, that is torque. Displacement is angular displacement, that is theta. So we'll get tau is W is equal to work in the angular is, that is in the rotatory motion, work is equal to tau theta. Or you can write in work energy I omega square is there na, then we can write half I constant omega 1 square minus final one omega 2 square minus half I omega 1 square. This is one formula. Okay. Or else you can write in place of rotational kinetic L square by 2 also you can write. That means you can write directly W is equal to, another formula is You can write L square by 2i. Well, that means L2 square by 2i minus L1 square by 2i. This is also another formula related to the work energy theorem in the angular one. Next will be the, okay, next will be power. How can you write the power? Power. So as usual, power means represent by symbol of capital P. So in general, power is equal to, what is the definition in the linear one? Power is nothing but the capacity of doing work is called power. That means simply definition of power is work by time, you can say. So rate of change of kinetic energy. Here in this, rate of change of kinetic energy is defined as power. So we can say that simply better to write down the definition. Why? Because it is easy to remember. Power means rate of change of, simply, kinetic energy is nothing but the power. So mathematically you can say power is equal to differentiation, that is the rate of change means d by dt of rotational kinetic energy kr. But rotational kinetic energy is nothing but, I know that d by dt is equal to kinetic energy means half I omega square. Okay, or you can say simply I omega into d omega, but you can write like this. Okay, so numericals remove that. I omega d omega dt. So d omega by dt is nothing but rate of change of angular velocity is nothing but angular acceleration. So you can say that power is equal to I omega alpha. Or simply, finally you can write power is equal to I omega means tau. I alpha means tau. This tau into omega. This is the formula for the power. Tau omega is the formula for the power. And also in the dot product you can write, in the linear motion power is equal to F bar dot V bar, because power is a scalar physical quantity, it is a dot product of force and velocity, whereas in case of angular one this is also scalar physical quantity. So power is equal to, I can write tau bar dot omega bar. As usual you can say that tau omega cos theta is also. Why? Because we know that in the dot product a bar dot v bar is equal to mod a bar mod b bar cos theta. Okay, so that is about the power. This is about the power. Next topic will be the angular impulse. So angular impulse, first of all, what is impulse? Impulse means this can be represented by symbol of j or I. So impulse means, definition is simply force into time, or nothing but change in momentum, mu minus mv minus mu. This is the linear one. Whereas angular impulse, so how can you define this? This is I, this is j, angular impulse. So this is nothing but the integration of tau dt is the formula. So we can say that if the time interval is in between the t1 and the t2, you can write like this. So simply t is the constant here, you can use mathematically, you can write angular impulse j bar is equal to tau average delta t, change in time, that is t2 minus t1, or simply nothing but the, this is a linear momentum, that's why you can use angular momentum. So L2 bar minus L1 bar, this is about the angular impulse. In the similar manner, I can use the equations of motion also. So this is angular impulse. Okay, J is equal to integration of t1 to t2 tau t dt, or you can say mathematically tau bar J bar is equal to tau average into delta t. So if you take out the tau taken outside constant, simply you can say tau into integration of dt. That means t2 minus t1, which is nothing but the delta t. This is about the angular impulse. So angular impulse can be written like this also. Why? Because in the impulse linear momentum, change in linear momentum. In the angular impulse, change in angular momentum. Okay. Now go for the equations of motion. So as we know that equations of motion, if you know that in a linear equations, number one is v is equal to u plus at, v square minus u square is equal to 2as, s is equal to ut plus half at square, Sn is equal to u plus a into n minus half. These are the four equations, okay, in the linear. Now we can compare this with the how will you get the angular one? Already in our previous class we discussed first point, that is difference between the linear and angular. In the linear we can write we can already wrote that initial velocity is u, final velocity is v, time t seconds, a is the acceleration, s is the distance traveled by the body. In the similar one, in the angular also you can write in angular one. So we can compare this. U means omega 1, final velocity v means omega 2, s means theta, another one acceleration means alpha. Okay, now substituting here, what you will get? First equation is omega 2 is equal to omega 1 plus alpha t. This is the first linear equation. Number 2, this one. Okay, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. So I can write here v square means omega 2 square minus omega 1 square is equal to 2as. A means alpha, s means theta. This is another linear equation, angular equation, sorry. Another is s is equal to ut plus half at square. So another is s is equal to ut plus half at square. Now substituting here, s means here theta is equal to u means omega t plus 1 by 2, acceleration is alpha t square. This one, basically these three formulas used generally. So in the rare case we can use the formula Sn is equal to u plus a into n minus half. That is also I can write. S means theta, so we can say theta n is equal to omega plus alpha into n minus half. These are the formulas for the angular momentum. Okay, so these are the basic formulas you have to know so that we can do problems easily. Some more are there, that is perpendicular axis theorem and parallel axis theorem. Okay, you can use the friction also. Okay, so this is about the rotatory motion formulas. Thank you for watching.